I love what you're saying about it. Like, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because anytime you do something where there's a little bit of risk, or where the risk, like the reward, can be really great, you're gonna feel uncomfortable.
100%.
Behind the scenes on me, I'm taking on projects right now that every time I take on a new project, I'm kind of uncomfortable, because there's that element of, I don't want to let anybody else down, and I don't want to let myself down. And I think that's for me where the discomfort comes from. But I've also learned, as just to I guess reinforce what you're saying, how important it is. I've learned that everything that's happened beyond imagination in my life has come from just trucking through the discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like fear. You're only afraid of something because you don't have enough exposure to it. People, my wife even, she says, how do you do public speaking? And I'm like, she's like, you sleep like a baby the night before. I've been with you at all you're about to stand in front of 3,000 people and offer the keynote, and the pressure. She's like, I'm losing sleep for you. And I'm over there like, and I'm like, well, that's today. That's a decade of public speaking. The first ones, dude, holy crap. It was like the pregame jitters, the bowel quivers, like you name it. But it's that fear dissipated the more exposure I brought myself to it. It's like people are afraid of Pennywise, the horror clown. Well, like if he was your next door neighbor and you saw him all the time, you'd probably be just afraid of the guy.
I find him every time I see him.
Yeah, you see him mowing his lawn and trimming his hedges, and you're like, he's just a weird looking dude. Right? And so I think that's a big part of this, and I think a lot of people are afraid to take action. What is it about you that, I guess, has the resolve to just blast through that discomfort?
I don't really think there's anybody. Everybody's got it in them. It's just fucking do it. Like the videos, like the way you're talking about public speaking.
Yeah,
I was huge on that for videos. When I started in the industry, I didn't have Facebook. I mean, I started at 35, never had Facebook, never had Instagram. I was just not one to putting my face or myself out on the internet or social media. So when I first had to do my first videos, which I will tell you was horrendous.
Right.
I watched them the other day and I was like, I want to never see the light of day again with these. Delete. Yeah, 100%. Can I just unsubscribe, delete, and block? Like, I do not want anything to do with that. But it's funny because you get more comfortable. But I remember the night before I did my first video, waking up in the middle of the night, writing out the script or writing out what I wanted to say in it, and not be able to sleep the whole night, and I'm getting to work and the same shit, the jitters, sitting in front of the video and the voice is going up and down. And I mean, now you get out there and I get running off the coast of my pants. Not a thought about it, right?
Yeah.
But when you first start, that's literally it. There's not much about it. There's not something in me that makes me different than anybody else there. It's just do it. That's literally it. That's the difference.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that feeds right into, when I had sent you the link to book this, one of the questions is like, what's one thing you can share to help people, that are listening, just apply something right away. And it's like, you were like, just put yourself out there. Like, just get it done. Mm-hmm. Like, run through walls to make success happen. Walls being whatever barriers are standing in your way. If you're afraid of doing video, that, like, usually what you're afraid of is a good indication of the direction you need to run. Not the opposite direction. You need to run in the direction of the thing I'm with you. How about the for me, I'll never forget my first public speaking engagement. I was freaked out. And I did what I feared the most, which is, I call it the premature swallow. So as I'm walking up onto the stage, onto the rostrum or whatever, my mouth just started filling up with saliva. And I gave it a, good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Cirillo. It is the most embarrassing. I think about it. Yeah, you're like, where'd all this spit come from? But I'll tell you what, that only had to happen once for me to realize, if that ever happens again, you swallow as you're walking up.
You learn. Exactly.
You learn, totally. And to your point about the videos, like, if you're afraid or you don't like the way you look on video or sound, guys, trust me. Jason Harris, speaking of Jason Harris, he tells me this all the time. He's trying to get me to narrate like a Christmas album. He's like, I would listen to you just reading Christmas carols. But I mean, the thing is, like, we're all humans. I hate listening to myself. People go, do you listen to your own show? And I'm like, dude, I hate listening. Yeah, I listen on fast forward so I can get to the guests. You know, so I love what you're saying. We're all in the same boat. And, you know, the powerful thing to me is what you said. We all have it in us. We're actually all designed to succeed if we could just, you know, get that in our head that we have it in us to succeed. Mm-hmm. What does a day in the life of Paul look like?
Like the typical day of just sales, or just the day in itself? Yeah,
like you show up to the store. What kind of actions do you believe are vital to growing your business?
Well, I am something I've taken on recently, as I've never been a morning person. So I've realized over the past couple months that as much as you hear that early bird gets the worm shit, it's true, man. Like, you waste a lot of your time at night, it gets you nowhere. Right. So I've been getting up 5:30. I go to the gym. I go home and eat my breakfast. Big thing I'm saying is I come to work and I'm not just roll my ass out of bed like I used to. And like you see majority of people in this game do. They woke up a half hour before they had their ass here, and their head's taking another hour and a half to get itself into the game. Where if you've started your day, you know, 3-4 hours well before you got in there, you get in there, your head's already in the game. You've already started to apply, you know, attack the plan for the day. So that's one thing I really embrace to anybody out there that's really wondering how they can grow personally to benefit themselves while they're at work, is don't roll out of bed and show up at work, because your first few hours are freaking right off. So by that, we do our morning meeting. You come down, you go through your CRM, obviously see who you're trying to work with for the day, booking your appointments, and then just kind of planning a tack of what are we going to do for the week for videos, or what are we going to do in the week for you know, some sort of marketing thing in that sense. And then, as we all know in the car game, the up bus. Waiting for the fresh ups to come in them doors, right?
Right. And wondering why the marketing team isn't bringing them in fast enough.
Why are they not walking them hand in hand?
Where are these people?
Yeah.
You know, that's actually really good advice, and I love that. I mean, the power of a morning routine, or just the routine you choose to start your day and coming in prepped. I think that the mental spill off of this is tremendous, because now you're not in that, like, you know, if you're feeding yourself and you're nourishing yourself, I mean, obviously it has an impact on everything, not just your career, but it is especially going to, like you said, it's going to be noticed in your career. That morning meeting isn't going to be a hassle because you're already going to be in the game. You're already thinking about, how do I align this with the actions I know I got to take? And then to your point, I'm checking my CRM. Well, yeah, you are. Not a lot are. Right? Like, we know that for a fact.
Smoking coffee. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we know that for a fact. But everything you just said, I'm hoping we can highlight the fact that sales doesn't have to be difficult. It's your laziness that's making it more difficult. It's your lack of desire. It's your unwillingness that's actually making it more difficult. Because what I wrote down here, you probably noticed, I mean, well, those listening can't see what I'm doing, but I have my iPad here and I'm taking notes as Paul speaks. I wrote down morning routine, but then I wrote down actions map to outcomes. You said, I'm following up. I'm checking in with people. I'm booking appointments. Like, you're not to sound the wrong way, but like, it's not like you just said to us some revelatory thing that nobody has thought of. You are following the steps, and it's working.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the basics.
The foundation. Like, you can build your house on a rock, or you can build it on the sand. Like, what are you going to do? And so, checking CRM. Now, have you found? Let's talk about booking appointments, because I love the fact that you could, like so many others, just be sitting here going, well, I got to wait for everybody else to do this. I have a dependency on the marketing team. I have a dependency on the flyer company that's doing the one-day sale. I have a dependency on them. I can't really do anything. You're saying, no, there's actually a lot more in my control. So have you found certain activities render more consistent results in trying to get people to show up or show interest or work a deal?
Consistency is the key. Obviously, when you're dealing with, quick backstory is, before I left last year, I took about 6 months and I felt pretty confident on the floor, okay, with fresh ups. And since I told you there that I didn't want to move to management,
right.
I want to feel comfortable in all aspects of the sales. So the three big things I think you have are your fresh ups, your internet leads, and your cold calls. Okay. Cold calls, everybody fucking hates. I hate. I will not even attest to that. That is by far my worst strength. There is no strength behind my cold calls. I'll tell you that right now. Sure. I've seen guys that are machines that, do the boiler room. And to me, that is not my expertise. Okay.
Right.
Second one was the internet leads. Internet leads, I've noticed internet leads are they're a different type of customer, okay? They're not a guy in front of you where you can feel, you can work, you can read. The guy behind the screen, definitely a different guy. So I wanted to learn, once I felt comfortable on the floor, I knew our BDC department was kind of lacking a good turnover rate. So I did a lot of training with that, and we basically, revived what we had for the BDC department. And the biggest thing I've learned with that is engagement. Engagement is the key to any success with booking appointments. The biggest thing I find people do when they get these leads is they try to go straight to when can I get you in? Vika's still ready. When can I get you in? 10:30 tomorrow work? That doesn't work. What you need to be doing is just asking an engaging question to get an answer. That's all you need. Once you've started that conversation, you've got a lot more to work with, and they're going to feel a lot more easygoing with you when they're not saying, okay, this guy's just pressuring me in for an appointment. This guy's just asking me, I'm driving the Eco Diesel. Are you using it for towing, or is it fuel mileage the reason? That's an easy answer. And I don't feel like you're trying to push me in anything. I have no problem. Once I have you engaged, then we can start working on booking the appointment, right? So I feel once I've got to booking these appointments, there's a lot of background that went behind that, being engagement. So that's, I'm not just some stranger by the time I'm booking this appointment. I feel I've built a little rapport with these people.
Amazing. I'm Michael Cirillo, and you've been listening to the Dealer Playbook Podcast. If you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button wherever you're listening right now. Leave a rating or review and share it with a colleague. If you're ready to make big changes in your life and career and want to connect with positive, nurturing automotive professionals, join my exclusive DPB Pro community on Facebook. That's where we share information, ideas, and content that isn't shared anywhere else. I can't wait to meet you there. Thanks for listening.